This meeting of the trustees of the Lamesa Independent School District is now in order. It is 5 p.m. on December 11, 2023. A quorum is present with all board members present except Kevin Telchik. This meeting has been duly called and the notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. Mr. Ritchie, will you please lead us in prayer?
Please bow with me. Dear Lord, thank you for just our students, our staff, our community. Thank you for Lamesa. Just bless the decisions and the conversations that are in this room. Just always make sure that everything is towards the direction that you would guide us towards. Make sure our decisions always have the best interest of our students in the forefront of our minds, and just watch over all of us. Bless the community as everybody begins to travel for Christmas. Keep everyone safe, and just thank you for the opportunity to serve. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
God bless you. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Carter Shelton.
Thank you very much for giving me this little bit of time. I understand that one of the things that you're here for tonight is to select a name for our fine new high school gym. In considering an appropriate name for this new gym, I think we should take into consideration that the gym and all other facilities of our school are for the benefit of the students, faculty, and the community. It appears to me that a name that applies to and includes everyone would be appropriate. Is there such a name? Of course there is. The Golden Tornado name applies to all. The mascot and the name Golden Tornadoes are well known. I feel that an appropriate name for the gym would be just that, Golden Tornado Gym. Another option to consider, which is one of the typical things that's considered, is to name the gym after a person. But choosing any person's name for the gym would, in effect, place that person's importance above any others and could hurt feelings. Choosing a name that includes everyone that has been important to and involved in the school would honor all who have proudly served and been a part of our school and our community. What name could better encompass all the students, the faculty, the community, past, present, and future, than the inclusive name, the Golden Tornado Gym? The Golden Tornado name is well known, widely known, and well respected. Let's include everyone who has contributed to, in so many different ways, people have contributed to our school through the years, and have been an important part of our school by giving our fine new gym the powerful Golden Tornado name. I think that would be the most inclusive name that could be given and would honor and respect anyone who has been a part of and contributed to our students, our school, through the years, past, present, and future. I appreciate your considering this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carter.
Okay, and then Randall Presley.
You can't read my scribbling.
Yes. I can read that, Carter. Good evening. I hope you all are doing well today. I appreciate this opportunity to speak on the matter of naming the very fine facility after Mr. Lance Bailey. So many years ago, I had a student who is now a teacher in the Lubbock area named Cammie Cates. Some of you may know her family. She interviewed me once and she asked, why, because she was in a teacher program, why do you teach? And I took her to a corner, an intersection, and I slammed my foot as hard as I could against the floor. It was after school, and I asked her, what do you hear? I said, she said, all I can hear are the echoes. It says, that's what teaching is. Teaching is doing something for a period of time in the hope that it echoes through the rest of the lives of our students. Mr. Bailey was a man who understood that. And his legacy continues on. Whether y'all choose to name the building after him, his legacy is going to continue to echo on. Judge Carter has made some very valid points. I want to acknowledge that, absolutely true. I would also like to offer a counterpoint. It was not that long ago that the Golden Tornadoes were the Green Warriors. And if you look at the gym, the fight song is about the Warriors, it's not about the Tornadoes. And so, but I think the big thing is that when you honor an educator, or you honor a person in the community, you are perhaps to a point putting that person on a pedestal, absolutely, that's probably the truth. But what I would like to say, I'll be honest, Mr. Bailey was my friend. He was the first person I met when I was a first green teacher straight out of school. And he was the first person, he took me under his wing and he kind of mentored me. And I appreciated that at a time when I was kind of struggling with how to be a teacher. But he exemplifies, and I want people to be able to walk into the gym and go, why is this facility bear the name of Bailey? And I want them to be able to think about his loyalty and to be able to go, that is something that we can emulate. His loyalty to our friends, to our employer. He served in this district for well over 20 years. He was loyal to his friends and his family. Scholarship, well, that's what this is all about as an educator, is scholarship. We used to joke that Mr. Bailey knew everything about history, that he should be on Jeopardy, except that his reflexes are too slow. Now, and that we would love to do some sort of, we would often joke about challenging the other districts around to do some sort of, put together a faculty academic decathlon, because we knew that if Mr. Bailey was on our team, we would totally, well, we would be victorious. All right? But also love unfeigned. Love for his students. He never judged the students. Even when their behaviors were not what we wanted them to be, he never took it personal and was always continued to love that student regardless of that person's behavior. I believe that's probably my time. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go first here.
Ron, you're up.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see you. I'm going to start with the school first public rating hearing on number 4. The school financial accounting rating system, known as FIRST, stands for School Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. It ensures that the Texas public schools are held accountable for the quality of their financial management practices and that they improve these practices. The system is designed to encourage Texas public schools to better manage their financial resources. The report we got this year for first rating, we passed. We passed with a grade of 98 out of a possible 100, and it's considered an A, superior achievement. So we had a good year. And I don't think we need to take any action on that. I think
No, it's just here.
I'll move on. Unless
No,
somebody has questions.
we'll call you back up. They got to do minutes and everything.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We'll go to the consent agenda. The minutes are fine.
Make a motion to accept as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. I'll go ahead and do the financial report, Mr. Murphy. Sorry.
You need to exercise, Rebecca.
Better you get your steps in, huh?
Keeps you awake. All right, the first item up is the general fund balance board report for November. And it looks good. It looks pretty good. We're currently year-to-date for 3 months, we're at 29.5% down at the very bottom in the third column over. Last year at this time we were at 36.75%. The normal is 25%, but we typically that's the trend. We spend a little bit more the first of the year. When we get to the check register, there's items on there that reflect that we're spending more, paying for 12 months in 1 month. One of the things we're going to watch closer this year is our overtime. We're going to have them be more cautious, follow procedure better, and be more cautious about their spending this year. We want to do our best to hit budget.
Is it that much?
Yeah.
Too much that, because sometimes the overtime does
No,
something.
it's just the difference between necessary overtime
Okay,
and
gotcha.
some unnecessary.
Okay.
We'll definitely continue when
Okay.
they're working, they're going to get paid.
Okay.
Yes.
Probably some of it's the insurance increase
Yes, sir.
for the new facilities.
Yes, sir.
That we talked about earlier, the year was
Yes,
increased by astronomical.
Quite a bit, yes. Quite a bit. Any questions on the general fund by function? Did I mention last year it was, yes, I did, 36.7%. The next one is the monthly capital outlay. We spent $39,000 on some AC, two air conditioners, and of course the fleet fuel management system was the one that was installed to control fuel consumption and monitor it and watch it better. And then we had a remote radio system for security, and that was paid out of the safety and security grant. That's it for the monthly capital outlay, unless anybody has any questions. Next item is revenue year-to-date. We're a little bit ahead of schedule on our collection of revenue this year. An item under encumbered amount for $1,000 is local revenue to cover activity for postseason playoff games. This one happens to be for trophies. We collect the money and we route it through this particular area so that it has a beginning and an end, and we can watch it closer in there. So that doesn't happen very often. Last year it was one time. Next report is the monthly check register. I went through and looked at it and didn't really find anything that was unusual. Again, we saw a lot of checks that were for 1 year, quarterly payments for some of our educational service centers. Nothing really jumped out at me. There were no big items that really jumped out at me for the month.
On the first page where it says Kathy Moore, it just says September invoice, but it
That's
didn't
a-
have
She's an occupational therapist,
Oh.
works with our South and North kids.
The very last page is the page listed as page 13. 13 gives you the areas where the money came out of, or what fund it came from. No questions? No. All right. Do we need to take action, or can I move on to the investment report?
We can go through it all, and then we can just accept, we can vote on it.
The investment report is the first quarter of the year. It's ending November 30th. You can see for September we had $18 million, $18.6 million in the bank, and we received $61,000, almost $62,000. In October we collected 66, and in November we collected 71,000. And most of that was due to taxes collected for debt service. We started off in October with $544,000, and we ended up in November with $1.5 million. I'm sorry. Yes, $1.5 million. So it helped us with their interest income. And to date, for the first 3 months, we're at $199,000. We have a donation from Mitch Hall for $500. I believe this was T-shirts for the fifth grade field trip. There were no budget amendments and no purchases over $50,000. And that's it.
Well, the donation, the other donations on paper, will they have to come in January?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That was in this one.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your information.
Make a motion, we approve the financial report as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. I'll go to
Several things under the superintendent report, and I'm going to go through them, and at the end I'll ask if you have any questions over any of them, and I can go back and hit them. Most of them are just information. Construction update. The new gym, if you came to any of our Follis games, we found some things during the game that need to be fixed. CADCO came, and they've walked through everything with us, and everything is going to be fixed. Even though the year has passed since our first inhabitation of it, that's why we walked through before and after the tournament. Everything we listed is going to get fixed. It's just a matter of getting the basketball season over so they can get back in and get after it. Some of it was even weird to them. The poles falling off, they said had never happened. So our whole deal is just get it fixed. That thing's going to be there a lot longer than us. And as long as it's in good shape, we'll be good. We also walked to the new middle school library with CADCO. Not near as much to be done there, obviously, because it's much smaller than the gym, but there's still a few things, the lift and a few other things that are almost done, but not quite the way we want them, and they're going to fix those as well. If you haven't been to the new library, stop by anytime. Ms. Jasper would love to take y'all. Y'all would be very impressed. And then, of course, Snyder Electric was here. Ms. Gonzalez, Mr. O'Hara, y'all sat through that deal, and we walked the campuses with them. Places we're a bit ahead of the game on that. Our AC units, our thermostats, and we have way more LED lighting than what we thought, so that's a good thing. Places we might need some work done. Our roofs need a little work. Our windows are old, and most of it I put down behavioral. We think we have a lot of systems in place that unfortunately we've just never used to the extent that they could help us. And now that we're kind of attention focused on that, I think it'll be a lot better. Legislative overview. This will be the least one because last time we were here, they had just taken vouchers out of what the House was trying to pass. And so Governor Abbott just killed it. They didn't even hear anything. The fourth special session ended with nothing being talked about on the House and the Senate. And so no bills were passed, not the school safety bill, nor the public funding, nor the vouchers. It's yet to be seen if Governor Abbott will call a fifth. We don't think he will before Christmas. We think if he does, it'll be right before primaries come out. He has started to support Republicans that have gone against him in the past because the Republicans he had in the House didn't vote the way he wanted them to vote, and so he's trying to get those guys supplanted so that he can come back and get the vouchers. I think, like I've said, it's a matter of time. It's just he's trying to find his way to get it done. But there is nothing going on in Austin as of last Wednesday. Board training dates, there's an attachment in there. I also will attach it to your email. Dates, I gave you all some dates in January, and then I know Ms. Gonzalez and a few others said make sure we don't have any basketball. So I went through and took off all the basketball dates, and the dates listed are dates that right now there's nothing on. The only Tuesday is the 9th, but it's an open day for both boys and girls. So I'll put those back in your email over the weekend, and we just, at some point in time, when we come back from Christmas, we just need to find a time we can all get together and train. And then our next January board meeting is January 18th at 6 o'clock. We'll be back to 6 o'clock. The only other thing other than the facility, you have 2 attachments in there over government capital. It is something that I think I want to leave as a discussion item for January, because for me, I want to make sure we're in good enough financial state. At that point, we'll be almost 50% with the year that I don't want to hazardously start talking about something that financially I don't think we're ready for. But I did want to go ahead and put it in so you can kind of look at it. And it's pretty self-explanatory when you go through it. One of them is for the coach liner. One of them is just for route buses. And I wrote at the top which one is which, so that you can go through and kind of just check it out. And maybe in January we can have a discussion about it after y'all have had time to look at it. Okay, so as far as naming the facility, and like Mr. Presley said, I have a lot of respect for Judge Carter, just Judge Carter, but I have a lot of respect for her opinion. But Mr. Presley, I also have a lot of respect for your opinion. This has been an ongoing discussion for a very long time, and there's been several names brought to us. And Judge Carter, you're dead on. It's going to be hard to name a facility and not recognize everybody that needs to be recognized. Mr. President, you're dead right. You want to make sure those people that have served Lamesa to the fullest have that respect given to them. And so the proposal that I'm bringing you tonight is more based on some of the discussions we've had. There were 3 names that continued to come up with us, I think all of you, when we were trying to figure out how to name these facilities. And so I'm just going to go through the 3 names, and I'm going to tell you the why, and then I'm going to give you a proposal that kind of takes both of them into effect. Patty and Tippy Browning. All right, Patty and Tippy Browning started coaching here in 1968. Co-head coaches, they not only led our varsity volleyball teams, but also our sub-varsity and our middle school teams. Coached 47 years in Lamesa. Winning record 44 out of the 47. But they also had a lot of other accomplishments. 21 district championships, 11 district runner-ups, 10 regional tournament appearances, 4 state tournament appearances, 1 state runner-up, and 1 state champion in 1986. They coached over 700 athletes during their time. 26 All-State players, 14 Texas Girls Association All-Stars, 181 All-District players, 28 Academic All-State. They retired in 2015, and they're still a part of the Lamesa ISD family. And those accomplishments, in my opinion, are worth recognizing. Another name that came up, Kurt Pierce. Kurt Pierce served Lamesa Independent School District for 35 years. He began as a middle school history teacher and a coach. But he worked his way up and became the middle school boys athletic director. Late in his career, he took 3 years off of coaching, and he worked as the Lamesa Middle School and the Lamesa High School assistant principal. He returned to coaching in 2012, reclaiming his post as our middle school boys athletic director. And the reason I know he came back in 2012 is I was the one that talked him into coming back in 2012. I just got hired as the new Lamesa Golden Tornado head football coach, and one of the first people I met was Kurt Pierce. And you could immediately see the impact and the love he had for the young people of Lamesa. So I immediately got on the phone and asked him, if I come, will you come back out? And he did. Kurt coached, influenced, and served as a role model. Well, I guess the best way is he absolutely loved our kids. He had the privilege to impact over 2,700 students, teachers, and coaches during his 35-year career. And every single one of us, and I put us because even though he was working for me, I was very much influenced by Coach Pierce, but every single one of us are better for being around Kurt Pierce. Kurt passed away in 2023 at the age of 66 and is survived by his wife, Christy, who also served Lamesa ISD. And Kurt's famous cleats are on display in our new gymnasium. A third name that often came up was Lance Bailey. Lance Bailey was a social studies teacher here at Lamesa High School. And if Lance knew you, like Mr. President said, if Lance knew you, you were his friend. He was simply one of the kindest, caring, and most giving people this community has ever had the privilege to call their own. He served as a role model and father figure for not just the students that were enrolled in his classroom, but every student that happened to wander down that old, dark, dingy hallway that doesn't exist anymore. I don't know if y'all remember that. It was dark down that way. He was always outside his door with a smile and a kind word, and he had this mysterious ability to always know who needed that smile and kind word the most. And he always put everyone and everything before himself. He loved sports. He grew up in Eastland Maverick, surrounded by football, played on the 1982 Eastland Maverick State Championship team, In Lamesa, he was able to mix his love of football with his love for our community when he became the voice of the Golden Tours for well over a decade. This platform allowed Lance Bailey, his kind personality and competitive spirit to spread throughout Lamesa. And by simply hearing his voice, Lance Bailey made your day better. Lance passed away in 2019 at the age of 54, but his spirit still floats over Golden Tour Stadium every Friday night. So, we started this task thinking about naming one facility, our new gym. But tonight, however, I think we have a chance to honor all of these Golden Tours. And there's still probably going to be some Golden Tours that have contributed to our history that are not included. But of all the people that were brought to us, these three names kept coming over and over. So tonight, I propose we name multiple facilities. And we do so by honoring what reminds us of each of those people the most. The Brownings owned the courts of Lamesa for 47 years, so I propose that we name the courts in our new facility the Patty and Tippy Browning Competition Courts. Lance Bailey's voice echoed from the heights of Golden Tour Stadium. We have a beautiful new press box that lights the GT up every night. I propose on this new press box, it needs to say Golden Tour Stadium, home of Lance Bailey, the voice of the Golden Tours. And lastly, for Kurt Pierce, who served Lamesa for 35 years in so many different roles, influencing so many different people, I would propose we name our new gymnasium the Kurt Pierce Athletic Facility. So to make the proposal clear, the outside of our new gymnasium would read Patty and Tippy Browning Competition Courts at the Kurt Pierce Athletic Facility. And our new press box would read Golden Tour Stadium's Lance Bailey Press Box, the voice of the Golden Tours. Later tonight, you'll vote on this proposal, and if you vote to approve, I also propose we have 3 different ceremonies at 3 different times throughout 2024 to honor each of these great people separately so that they can all be celebrated to the highest degree. Thank you for your consideration of this proposal. Do you have any questions over anything? Thank you.
Anybody have any questions or would like to make a comment or motion?
Make a motion to accept as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Okay. Is there any other? I guess if nobody else any other action, then we are adjourned.
And Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, time to go.